Hi everyone, today I want to take you through how to set up a virtualized list in React Native. So the benefits of a virtualized list is that it doesn't render all the different items that you want to display at once. It'll render them in sets so that you're not using as much memory. So first off, just going to remove that status bar. I'm not going to need that. I'm going to add the virtualized list and the safe area view. The safe area view is for iOS. Basically, it means that the status bar and the bottom part of the screen with the on-screen button won't be used to display stuff under, so you see like a little margin applied basically. It'll still work for Android, it just won't show the same. So I'm setting up a list of data basically here. Obviously this is more for if you have a really long list of data, so much so that it causes performance issues. For example, maybe you've got some data from an API that's paginated, maybe you've got like 50 items, and when you get to the bottom of the list you want to load more or something like that. Whoops, I should be giving those all different IDs and different names just for my demo, so I'll do that now. Kind of just got on the rhythm of adding two to everything. Cool, so that's my data. So I'm just going to copy and paste the main properties for my virtualized list. So I'm just copying that now from the React Native documentation, and I'll link that in the description below. Also, all my code will be available on GitHub, so you can look at that if you want to. So just adding an extra item because initially I want to render 4 items. I want to show you that still my 5th item will show. So I want to set the data to be from that data variable that I've defined. I want to use that data variable's length to determine the item count. So I'm going to, when I render an item, I want to have an item component, so I'm going to create that in a second. And I also want this get item function. I'm just going to also copy and paste those from the React Native documentation. So my code's a bit different to React Native documentation. It's actually using data.length to get the length rather than returning a hard-coded length. And it also returns an element from the array, whereas the React Native code doesn't. So I'm changing that now to just return the data at the index. And I don't want the hard-coded one. I've already defined a function down here for get item count. So that's how I want to display it. I want a little view, and I just want it to show my title in there. And when I render the item, I want to show a item component, which I've defined as a function component above. And I want to pass the title property to it. So now let me add some styles. I want one for item. Give that a height just to sort of bulk it out a bit on the screen so that you can sort of see that it will scroll and load more items as I hit the end. And I'm just going to stretch that out so it takes the full width. And I'll just give it a padding and some margin. And I'll give it a background color as well, just so it stands out so you can see what is the actual item that is being rendered. And I also want to provide a style for my text, which I've called title. Just give that a font size to make it a bit larger and clearer to read. Cool, now that's all done, I can run that. So I'll go Expo Start. I'm using Expo just for simplicity of getting the app up and running. And you can see that I've got my items on screen, but there's a warning that the child should have a key property. So I'm going to go add that now. Actually, I should be adding this in my render item where I've specified that I want the item component to render. That's where I need to add the key, so I'll go do that. I can use my ID for that because it'll be unique. Cool, so now that warning's gone away, but you can see my items aren't as wide as I was expecting or hoping to have them. So I believe that's probably because of my virtualized list, and I'll need to give that a style to stretch it out as well to make sure it's taking up the full width, because that it's just sort of taking up the space of the child items at the moment. So yep, I'll stretch that out, and there now you can see we've got item 1, 2, 3. Awful background choice, but oh well. And you can see I can scroll and it loads up shows item 5. So there are a few other things you might want to add. So one of them is an item separator component, list empty component, and there's footers and headers if you want to add those as well. I'm going to show you how to add a separator right now. So basically this is just another functional component that I'm defining. You can define in a separate class if you want, or in a separate JavaScript file, but I'm just going to define it here for a bit of ease of the tutorial, so you can see all my code in one place. But if it was a more complex app, you might want to split that out. So I'm going to give that a style for divider and define the style in the style sheet. Basically, I just want to give it a height and a background color. I just want you guys to be able to see the separator. It's not looking particularly fancy, but in like a real situation you might want like a nice divider, or maybe some like information or some action buttons or something. Who knows what you want. So yeah, maybe some ads even. Who knows. So yeah, I've defined my item separator component, and you can see those are now showing on screen, separating each item. Another one you can add is a list empty component, so I'll define that in the same way. I'll create another function component here. I'll just call it empty list. Once again, you can extract this to a separate JavaScript file if you're making a more complex app, but for the purposes of this, it's not really necessary. Cool. So I've set that, but I need to make it show. So to make it show, I need to remove the values in data. And you can see I've got no item showing on screen. I've accidentally given that the wrong style. I actually just wanted to give that a title style so that it would show the text rather than make it look like an item itself. So I'm going to just fix that up now. There we go, no items. Once again, this isn't about styling, but just showing you what you can do with the virtualized list component. It's a pretty cool component, which will help you with the performance of your applications if you've got long lists of data. So yeah, now I've fixed that back up and got my data back in. I want to add an on-end reach function, which basically, when on-end is reached, so the end of the list of items, I want to load more items. So this might be useful if you've got like a paginated API that you're calling to get data. So as you reach the end of a particular set of data, you might call the load more items to load some more in. So I'm just adding to the array using the data.push function, but yeah, for if you were actually calling an array, an API, then you could use this to add data to your list when you reach the end of it. So I'm just going to add a new item. Cool. Now that's done, I can show you if I scroll down, it says new item 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and so on and so forth. It just keeps adding them as I scroll, and as it reaches the end, you could set a threshold for this as well. It's all in the React Native documentations. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please like and subscribe for more content like this.